Forgot what day it was. Good morning. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We are live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Twitter. And hello, Mamir. Love you for being here. Appreciate you guys all. And let's see. We are going to do the Valley. The Valley is the episode 3 of the Valley. I did watch Vanderpump Rules first and then the Valley. I'm going to do Vanderpump later on with Dustin, so make sure you guys come back for that. And make sure you also hit the subscribe notification and all the bells for the all. I'm sorry, on the all for the notification part. If you're listening on the Who's Starting On podcast side, please follow the podcast. Also, can you rate me 5 stars? I'd really appreciate it. I need more ratings, guys. You don't have to re-listen to it, but like you can just hit download. And if you want to watch me record the episodes live, hey girl. Oh, I gotta turn Instagram on. You just reminded me. Instagram, I turn it on. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Okay, live Instagram. Hello, Instagram. Hey, if you guys get a chance, if you guys see me on Instagram, let me just know that it does say that I'm live. But because it's always like a little bit behind, but it's activated. Hey, Shay. But yeah, we're talking about the Valley. Let me know if you guys watched the episode because originally I was doing like Kristen and Brittany, like who started on Brittany, and then Jackson, Brittany, and Kristen and Zach. But I can't stand fucking Brittany. Yes, like, comment, subscribe. The replay crew definitely hit subscribe. But like, okay, so you guys know I can't stand Jax. And not that this episode is about him, but what is about him is the fact that he's trying to still sell us on this separation between him and Brittany. Okay. What's a real separation is Jesse and Michelle. That is a sad real separation with kids. They have a child. They have not, okay, if you're watching this season of The Valley, they have had to have one fucking argument. Not one argument. In fact, they're talking about having another child. So, and then there's an interview with Kristen, Brittany, and Jax, and they're talking about they have no they're asking questions about them being separated, and they're like, we don't know, or oh, he just was, he stopped. Oh, one day I woke up and he was really depressed and we got in a big fight, and I decided that was it. That's what Brittany says. You decided it was it after how many years and a child? You make no fucking sense. Jesse Michelle, yeah, like Jesse Michelle, you can tell like she's cried. Like they're in therapy, and you see, okay, how about that moment, right? Where the therapist or the guy, their friend, I don't know what to call. What do we call that guy? A therapist? I don't know. He was like a life coach guy. And he says to Jesse, like, you should do it because you want to. Like, and he's talking about just being softer with her. And just because we don't really see too much of what she isn't, I don't know, doing. I mean, I can see what she means, but like, she's been putting up with this for a long time. So, I mean, who are we to like point it out? But like, he just kind of says, well, like, and I don't think he's the lawyer, but the guy's like, don't lawyer this, because he's like he's a life coach. Okay. He's looking for her to like then have, if she does that for me and then in 2 months, I'm still not getting the respect I deserve, then what? And he's like, why would you do it for that reason? Like, just do it because you want to. And that's Michelle's point. Like, it's like, he's like, she doesn't like me anymore. And she's like, he doesn't like me anymore. And I really think it's a communication issue, but I know, but then there's a question about them being sexually attracted to each other, or her and him, and she's like, don't ask me that. And I'm like, that's a problem. Because, she's definitely not in it anymore because there's like no emotional connection. And like, I don't know if she'll get it back because, again, they also have a daughter, but like, she's not a baby. They've had time to rebuild some kind of like a marriage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it was the kid at first, yeah. But it's not like it's their daughter's 3. It's not like, I don't know, like, there's no way they haven't had sex in 3 years. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But the biggest issue is, so if you remember watching Kristen on Vanderpump Rules, when Kristen's back into a corner, she will throw out, if she's like, Kristen wasn't wrong. Okay, this is the thing. We got to go back to last week. Okay. With the episode where Jax invites Alex, Kristen's ex-boyfriend, to meet up with Zach and all of the guys at a bar. And it's like, why in the world, Jax, would you invite Kristen's ex-boyfriend? And then expect her not to freak the fuck out. And then the only reason that she freaks out is because Brittany's defending Jax and acting like it's okay for this to happen. Jax in no way on planet Earth should have ever invited this guy Alex to me anywhere where Zach is. Because it's Luke. God, what his name's not Luke, right? Whatever Kristen's boyfriend's name is. Maybe it's Luke. I'm sorry, maybe it's Luke. I can't keep forgetting his name. I feel bad because Jax was really mean to him too, but they're still together. Regardless, Alex is the ex, and the new guy thought that he was getting in with the guys, and like Jax was finally including him in something. And guess what? No, Jax invites Alex to be a dickhead. And also, because somebody else on the show gets called out because Kristen calls out this one person, this one chick, she actually says something like, kind of backs up Jax, like, well, maybe we don't know the whole story and we got to tell her dude the whole story. Or maybe Kristen doesn't want her past getting out with her ex or something. And it's like, no shit. Why would she want that to happen, Janet? Like, why would she want her ex to be around her new boyfriend and everybody else? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know, because of something you said, allegedly, Janet. So going back to that. Now, Kristen was not really backed into a corner because Kristen was right. So Kristen had every right in the world to be pissed off at everybody that backed up that situation, that thought that Jax was doing the right thing, that actually took Brittany's side. Anybody that took that side, Kristen was right. So, but then Kristen blurts out something that's fucked up. She said, well, Janet said about Michelle, she might watch out, she might be racist because she's a Republican, or something like along the lines of that. Okay. Now, from what I understand, that came from their friend Zach, who is originally Brittany's friend from, where's she from? Kansas or something? Whatever. So he kind of would, I mean, first of all, she's not, and that's Jesse's wife. First of all, she's not. She's not. And so Kristen wasn't really backed into a corner because she was right. So I don't know what made her say that. Again, Kristen was right last week. Alex should not be there. Jax should still be in trouble for that. Like, this should not be a Kristen fight. But Kristen should have never said that because I don't know, she wasn't really backed into a corner. So her excuse of being backed into a corner is still irresponsible, because that's a huge statement to make against somebody, and against somebody, or that somebody said about somebody else in your friend group, so I can't. Okay, so I have to take Kristen's side with Jax, okay, and Brittany can suck a dick. If I have to hear her, please, if you watch the show, do you hear her laughing? I want to punch her in the fucking face. I can't stand her. Why does she? And then she still has like she just got her fat sucked in, so she talks like this. And then she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she cannot answer straight questions about her and Jax's separation. It's like so fucking annoying, guys. And sorry, I'm going to burp from drinking soda. I gotta stop doing it. I'm so like mad because like I can't stand him, and I'm like trying really hard to like not be the Jax hater that I am. But I cannot stand the two of them. So the interview with Kristen, Jax, and Brittany, they were like, they're not separated because Jesse and Michelle are. So when you're asking questions, you're like, we're not like them. Jax is like, we're working on it. We're working on it. Of course you're working on it. So then you can say, oh, we weren't really set. We worked on it. We figured it out. They can't give us a straight reason why they're separated. She can't give us a straight reason. I'm not buying, I woke up one day, we got in a fight, and I decided that we're going to be separated. No, you have a kid. So Brittany, so suck a dick. That's not true. So it's so like, okay, or was he unfaithful? Because if that's the case, who the fuck are you to yell Sandoval? And who the fuck are you to say shit about anybody? And who the fuck are you to get into Kristen's business? The two of you, Brittany and Jax, have balls to get into Kristen's business and think that it's okay to have Alex there because you apparently can't figure out your own shit. So like fucking whatever, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you two are like such loser caliber of people compared to the people on the show. Whatever his name is, Danny Buki, Kooky, whatever. He's awesome. He's from Nickelodeon. Like he's from like Zack and Cody show, right? He's awesome, and I love the fact that him and his wife Nia, she's the one who's like the Miss America, whatever. She just had twins. He stays home with both the twins. They are like babies, like crying babies. She goes to her Miss America like thing for like I think 48 hours. He stays home with the twins by himself. Amazing. Father of the fucking year. Jackson Brady have a nanny and a mother-in-law and one child. That's three. So what is happening? Mimi, you're here, right? Okay. Because this chat's getting big and I have no idea what's happening. This never happens. I don't know what's happening. I think the numbers are messed up. There's been glitches on everything, but I appreciate it. Whoever's here. But anyway, yeah, I can't stand it. Okay. And if you guys are new here, I appreciate it because just listen, I'm a little biased because I don't like Jax at all. But I'm trying and he's not giving me anything to like because even with him and Brittany, like between the fact that like they feel like it's okay to meddle in Kristen's life when the two of you can't figure out your own shit. I don't understand why that is like, I don't know, like, are you separated or not? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you have like the couple in therapy. But anyway, so what happens is we start out and Brittany and Jax are walking through some fucking like some I don't know, like they're shopping. I don't know what's it called, a flea market, right? They're no some flea market. And she's like, "How's boys' night?" Nah, nah, nah. With her like, how's boys' night? And he's like, "Oh, it's okay." He's like, "No, I invited Alex because I got two friends and I want to be friends and like, they should learn to get along." And it's like, Jax, no, they can't. Like, they don't have to get along. Like, what are you, the get along police? Are you the get along police, Jax? Like, you're the one who comes barreling in shorts and sandies or whoever you are, screaming at Sandoval about how you have a wife and kids now and you're so much better than him. You have your own business now. You have your own restaurant now. And tell him, "Oh, Tom, if you need anything, give me a call. If you have any questions, call me." Like, first of all, Jackson Studio City, listen to this. Listen to this. He admits on the episode tonight that he has three partners. Yeah, the Get Along Police. He has three partners. He doesn't even he put no money into this. So he's what, a third? Three partners. No, he's a quarter partner. How they get it to be called Jax, I don't know. I don't know why there's people being honest. I don't think that's true. I'm just saying, I think there's glitches going. But anyway, who are you, Jax? So like literally, like you're not the get along police. The fact that like you have three partners, you put no money into this. This is the first time, like I've said, guys, this is the first time we've seen him even in his bar. Like it's not even done yet. I don't know who these partners are, but they put in this money and they trust to put his name on the front of it. When do you know what happened in the very beginning when he first got his name on here? Like when he named his bar, somebody bought the like not the trademark or something, like the what is it, the copyright, I don't know, whatever. So then when people googled his name or googled the name of the bar, it was like, "This is Jack Studio City, I'm a piece of shit, blah blah blah," like completely destroyed it. So I guess he had like changed the name. I think fucking what's his name did it. I think Lala's ex did it. I think Randall did it. Because it was something where like he can't, like literally he couldn't name his bar Jack Studio City because of it. Like somebody had bought the name, like the trademark, I guess that was called. I was dying. I was like, this is like people just don't like him. Like I said, the caliber of people, like I said, I was saying very beginning, the caliber of people on this show, the caliber of husbands, the caliber of men, lawyer, actor, like I think another lawyer, like Jason's a lawyer too, right? Like I don't know what Jesse. Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse and Michelle. They have like they're like real estate. They work for like the agency kind of. They don't work for the agency, but basically big enough. They had a dinner tonight at one of their buyers' houses or one of their sellers' houses, which is weird. Is that a thing? When you show a house and it's like, say you're showing a house that's like 18 million, are you okay to have dinner parties there? Are you allowed to do that? Or do they run it from the owner? Because I'd be like weird about that. I'm getting nervous because I don't think there's that many people watching. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say it low because I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So the fact that like literally Jax thinks that like he's like going to be the number one guy in his group. He also makes a comment about how convenient that Sheena and Lala both bought houses in the valley. And Brittany's like, yeah, I would love for them to be on the season next week or next, I'm sorry, be on the season next. I'll be on the show next season. And whoever the interviewer goes, oh, so you think you and Jax are coming back next season? I was dying. I was like, I fucking hope not. Because, like, wouldn't that be the best thing ever if the show goes on and it brings on the Vanderpump people because Sandoval already lives in the valley. Schwartz moves in with Sandoval. There you go. There's a couple right there. So you have them in the valley. You have Allie and and James Kennedy already in the valley or something close to the valley. What is happening? It's such a weird number. I don't know what's happening. That is not a. I don't know what's happening. I've never seen that before, guys. The chats, that's not happening. But anyway, but the fact that like literally like and the girl's like, oh, so you think you're coming back next season? And it's like, no, like I don't know. And I just think it's hilarious because like, wouldn't that be the best thing ever if oh my God, 12. I feel like the Angels are doing something, I think. But it's such a weird number. If you guys are here for the first time, can you my thing just came out. Now my thing's off. That's so weird. Can you hit the like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. And make sure you also come in the chat and let me see who's here. I don't know what's going on. Camera. All right, went back out because I don't know. But yeah. So Brittany and Jax, they're not getting separated. There's no way. There's no inclination of them. Why is this not working? There's no inclination of them getting a separation or like a divorce. They're not even fighting. They don't fight at all. There's not one fight. I do think so. Yes, I think so. And I think it would be a great fucking idea. Don't you think? Because Lala's having another baby. She's going to be doing this like, as a single mom, which I think is amazing. I think Vanderpump is too much for them because think about Vanderpump is kind of boring right now. Like I like it because everybody's getting along. But I feel like we've already seen all of this. Like we already knew this was happening, except for Ariana fucking losing it tonight. You could hear a pin drop. I think so too. I could hear a pin drop. Like you could hear a pin drop in that room when Ariana lost her fucking mind on Tom. I was like, holy shit. But not to sideswipe over there, but like, oh my God. I have so much to say. I have so much to say about Anne too. But yeah, so again, then we have Michelle and Jesse. And Michelle's upset because of course, like she's like, I'm not racist. My dad, something about like, I think her dad like came out of Iran to come here or something, like, and then like she's also Mexican and like Persian and like and I don't know where that came up, and like I guess they were all talking about it at some point, like Janet, Zach. I don't like Jasmine. I don't want to talk about her, but like her and that guy Zach, I don't like him either. I don't like him because they're Brittany's friends, and I just don't like their whole vibe. And again, was on Kristen's side, but not with this. And again, you weren't backed into a corner, so you keep saying that it doesn't fly with me because you were not backed in a corner. So why you throw Janet under the bus or even Michelle? Because you basically threw everybody under the bus, like they're saying, like you threw Zach under the bus, you threw the whole thing, and you basically insinuated this. I don't think the R word came out of Zach's mouth, and I don't think the R word came out of Michelle or Janet's mouth. But Janet also stating that it's okay for Alex to be at these things, that Kristen should grow up or something. It's like, why do you, or because like Kristen doesn't want her ex-boyfriend talking to her new, of course she doesn't. Why would she want that happening? Why would she want her new boyfriend to talk to her ex-boyfriend? You know what I mean? So I don't get it. Mimir, where are you? Are you here? Am I even live? Like I am live, right? Yeah, I am live. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I feel like it's amazing that like there was some like, I mean, Joe was not back on Vanderpump tonight, but anyway, I don't want to skip ahead, but like, so Kristen, so they're all going to get ready to go to this dinner that Jesse and Michelle are throwing at one of their people's house, one of their houses that they're showing, this $18 million property. I find kind of strange, even though on the agency, the girls have parties, but they have influencer parties where like the people are going to buy the house or insert in the house. interested in the house. I'm gonna drop the link. I don't know if you want to call in, but you can if you like. Chat with me, pop culture green room, right? Yes. Um, I feel like it would be a really good idea because I think Schwartz should move in with Sandoval, and that is that couple right there. Now, Zach. So Kristen is talking to Zach about what happened, and he's preparing her again. We're skipping over the fact that Jack's invited Alex the night before, or whatever it was, and that's why Kristen reacted to begin with. But Zach is getting more pissed because he's like, well, it's actually Zach tells Kristen she should have kept her mouth shut. And she should have. And Kristen's like, I feel bad, I felt backed into a corner. I felt backed into a corner. It's like, why did you feel back into a corner, Kristen? No, you didn't. You were right. You literally, like, you should have, like, threw Jax under the bus or, like, threw Brittany under the bus. Like, why would you throw people that weren't there under the bus? Like, that's another thing. Janet was not even there. Janet's her pregnant friend that wasn't there, Jason's wife, the one that we know from Vanderpump. Like, it's such a mess. And it's a shame because I wouldn't be friends with, like, I would be really upset with Kristen. So we don't really even get anywhere tonight because, well, let's see now, like, we have that dinner, but, like, I thought that we are gonna go back to the fact that Jax had Alex at that guys night, but we didn't. We skipped right over that and we went on being mad at Kristen. But Kristen does. So they ended up going, like, I'm probably skipping over some scenes. Like, the thing with the therapist with Michelle and Jesse was kind of sad because you realize that Jesse doesn't. I don't know in that moment, like, so they're in therapy and the therapist, like I said, points out the fact that, like, she hasn't been sexually attracted to him probably since she got pregnant with her daughter. And, and he's like, basically saying, like, I'll be nice to her, but, like, we'll see in 2 months if she can reciprocate. And the guy's like, so I don't think that happens because they end up getting separated anyway. So watching this is kind of like, we know it happens. We know that none of this happens. Like, nothing works out. They don't do any of the exercises that I know of. She's crying, and I get it. She feels lonely. She feels talked down to, and he doesn't deny this. She feels just really lonely. And I don't have a child, but I do feel lonely sometimes. And I'm married, and me and my husband don't have kids. But, like, you feel emotionally lonely, not physically lonely, emotionally lonely. Like, nobody's getting you. And, like, or you want the one person in the world to get you that doesn't. And it's like, and if that guy doesn't get you, or if this person doesn't get you, then who the fuck will? And then you just feel really fucking weird because you're like, I'm like the weirdest person ever. And I'm not saying that Michelle's that. I'm just saying Michelle, she just by him doesn't feel seen. He does say, like, I should have been softer to her, blah, blah, blah. But again, he tries to feel like he tries to look for all the times where he was right and she was wrong. Like, he just gets very defensive. And it's like, and I don't know how they're missing each other. And I mean, people do admit, like, they should have been separated a long time ago. I don't know what's happening with the chat. It's not a very accurate number. I think it should probably only be 18 people, not 15, 18. I don't know, that's weird. Are you guys hearing me or anything? You guys do hear me, right? I feel like the chat stopped moving or something. There's been some glitches. Like, okay, just for instance, real quick, it was pouring rain and it was pouring rain, windy. It was 40-mile-an-hour winds right about 10 minutes before this live started. Now I'm looking outside and it doesn't look like it rained at all. And I feel like I'm in a twilight zone because I don't know what this number keeps going up with this chat people. And I know there's not that many people watching. That's not a real number. So I feel like there's another glitch there, but also my chat's not moving. And I can't tell if I'm still live. Instagram, do you guys hear me? And Twitter people, do you hear me? Amir, are you there? Somebody say something. I don't know. Something's weird. I mean, I'm not going to like. Oh, there you go. See? Yeah, see, like, but you're. Do you guys see the same number I see? Yeah, I know. It's not my jam either, really. Like, okay, good. It's not my jam either. I'm just gonna ignore that number, but I'm glad you're here. It's not my jam either, and I feel like with them, and I do like what I do like what they say, how he says that he helps us become the best version of ourselves, and if that version of ourselves still loves the other, then our marriage will work. And that's the truth, really. Think about it. You can feel not seen and not heard. And it's just like, even with therapy, it doesn't mean that one person is right and one person is wrong. It's just explaining to the other or somebody explain them to the other, like how you communicate and what you really mean, and like to put it in a way that they get it, and like have a mediator explain. It's like mediation basically. And like I say mediation, like it's like I wish that me and George could get a couples therapy. I don't know if that, I feel like there's times where like people can explain, somebody else can explain to him my feelings and what I really mean, even though he says he understands what I really mean. um, I feel like he doesn't, because then he forgets for the next time. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, you can't react this way, blah blah blah, because of this or that. And he forgets the next time. And it's like, who cares? And it's like, no, like you don't get it. Like I'm gonna leave you one day over this. But Jesse does leave Michelle. So I don't know. And I don't know if there's any chance of getting back together, but for instance, like last week with the whole thing with the daughter learning how to ride a bike. She's 3. She sent Michelle had sent Jesse something about on YouTube to teach how to teach kids to ride a bike. I guess so he's not such a like, dictator about it. And she's like, "Did you read it?" And he's like, "No." And she's like, "Why not?" And he's like, "Because like you just put your kid on a bike and that's it." And it's like, no, that's not the point. Should just lied, Jesse, and said you read it. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to lie and say you read it, or that you don't run into these problems with her. Because that's just, you see in her face like this one example of like how, but they also parent very differently. Michelle's real soft with the daughter and he's not. Again, I grew up being afraid of my dad and not of my mom because of that reason. Think about it. Like my mom was my mom's never even raised her voice still to this day. And it's like my dad, like we were scared of my dad. Like my dad, like again, my dad raised his voice. We all shut the fuck up. My dad said, "Shut up, or I'll turn this goddamn car around," and he would turn that fucking car around. We would listen, and if we didn't listen, he motherfucking turns like God. My fucking dad, one time, I hope he's watching this. This is hilarious. We talk about this still to this day. We're 46. We're all in our 40s. This happened when we were like in our, like before we were even 10. We were like probably like 10, 8, and 6 and 6. Oh, happy birthday. Today's my brother and sister's birthday, by the way. Anyway, my dad, we have a little 1986 Mercury Cougar. My mom and dad are driving. My dad's driving. 4 kids jammed in the back seat because we can only afford one car at the time. My dad's driving us down to the free Cape May Zoo, which is near our house, right? We were fighting in the back seat. It's a 2-hour drive. We were just about in Cape May. We start screaming at each other. My dad says he's going to turn this fucking car around if we don't stop. We didn't stop. Don't you know this motherfucker turned that goddamn car around and drove all the way the fuck him? I swear to God, we were sitting there. I think my sister or my brother sat there asked me so I got home. Like we literally like he did. My dad is not fucking around. And me and my sister grew up fighting a lot, like fist fighting. We used to get pretty nasty. My dad would pick us by our hair, throw us on the front lawn, and tell to kill each other. If you're going to kill each other, don't do it in his fucking house. But yeah, those were the days. But basically, yeah. So we get to this dinner, and yeah, like and actually it was like probably 91. Yeah. So in nine, and remember them, and they were like there were there were only 2 doors. So we had to like get behind the seat. It was like that kind of small of a car. Oh my God. And I think there was air conditioning, but before that, we had a Pinto, like an 81 Pinto. Like we had no money when we were little. Like my dad was just starting his company. Like it was so funny. First time we had air conditioning, and we could drive somewhere, like because he was to take us, like they would take us on a lot of like day trips and stuff. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Because we live at the shore. So like that wasn't fun. So we would drive to like Busch Gardens or something. Like we drove in the Pinto to Busch Gardens. It was a 6-hour drive, guys. And like we were so grateful. Like we just went, and like I don't go on rides, but like me and my mom would just go. But like, yeah. And then we went to I'll tell you a story about the vacation from hell. But yeah, like we had a good time. But like, so everybody parents different, but yeah, we have videos. We have family videos of us in Poconos, and you hear me, right? You see me, I'm 12 years old, and I'm in a pink freaking string bikini, and I'm like, "Stop!" Me and my brothers and sisters fighting. We have our like we still didn't even hit puberty yet, and you hear my sister going, "Stop screaming at me! He hates me!" My dad's like, "Everybody's grounded." My sister goes, "Pick your nose and eat it," and we're like dying. I'm like, "Oh my God!" And then me and my sister trying to get on this fucking like this jet ski, and my aunt goes, "Now do something." She's like a huge video. Remember those huge video cameras? and she takes these videos. She goes, "Now do something stupid so we can send it and get some make some money off of it, right?" To like America's Funniest Home Videos. Don't you know? Me and my sister, we both keep falling the fuck off it. It was we were laughing and we were screaming at each other and laughing at the same time. But yeah, it was funny. Yeah, I Pinto. It was funny. And the four of us in the back seat of this car, we still the four of us still all fight. Like we're all married and shit. Like we still all fight. It's funny. We do. But yeah, so I don't know. So they all get to this dinner, right? So we have like really no other scenes, right? Am I missing? I don't know. Not really. So the dinner is at again, is this normal to have a house warming or a house that you're showing to sell? Or is it normal to have a dinner there? With people that aren't going to buy it. And the fact that Jax makes a comment like, "Hey, Brittany, let's put an offer in." Why would you put an offer? I'll tell you more. Why would you put an offer in on the house if you're going to get separated? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, Jax, like, you're literally not the like. First of all, you're not the accountability police. You're not the, you're not the number one guy in the room. You're like the worst caliber of human, like the caliber of husbands on this show between Danny and Jesse, even Jesse being separated, it's like just him and Michelle thing. Jesse, what's the other guy's name? The other hot guy, Danny, Jesse. Who am I missing? Jason? Am I missing anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like they're all like, and then it's like Zach. I don't know what he does for a living, but like even if you get like Schwartz and like Sandoval on the show, and then even like Lala with like Brock, like I know Brock doesn't have a job, but like I don't know. The fact that Jax doesn't even own his bar outright is so hilarious to me because even Schwartz and Sandy's own that part. Like they own 50-50. Jax doesn't even have a 50-50 stake in his own bar. So who are you to say to Sandoval, if you have any questions, call me? And they didn't involve their wives in it, right? But I'm going to involve my wife. How can you involve your wife? What is Brittany going to get, a half of your half? Is she going to get a half of your quarter, Jax? Like, is she going to have Mima's beer cheese there? Like, I mean, are you allowed to do that? Because it's not even your fucking bar, Jax. Like, get out of here, you fucking Delia. See, like, but douchebags, as far as like, I mean, Jax is the only douchebag, but like, even if the other ones are douchebags, they're better douchebags than Jax. They're losers. I'm sorry, not them. He's a loser. He might own, he doesn't even own this bar. So like you can't even call him like having a job. And okay, this is the worst part about the Kristen stuff. So this is what fucking literally gets the entire fucking this made me just like I was like, oh, so think about what Kristen is saying, Janet is saying about Michelle. Think about that accusation that's coming out of Kristen's mouth, right? I know, and I don't think they have Mima's beer cheese there because I don't think it's a real thing. Look at my little stars. These are my stars and my moons. Aren't they cute? Can you see them? Can you see them? I got the stamps. My niece got them from me the other day, and then she gave them to me before I left. I didn't realize she put them in my Easter basket because she's like, it looks really cute. Like, yeah, and she's only 6. But anyway, so okay. Now, they're all sitting at dinner and everybody's having this discussion and they're trying to explain to Kristen that, yeah, Kristen, you even repeated this, but you took it from a bunch of different conversations and then you just put that word out there. And Michelle's trying to talk and nobody's listening. And then Kristen's trying to apologize and nobody's listening. Then all of a sudden, Jesse, Michelle's husband, screams and he's like, shut the fuck up. My wife's fucking talking and like screaming at Kristen, shut the fuck up. And Kristen's like, you shut the fuck up. He's like, yeah, you shut the fuck up. And Jax is like, and then I'm sorry, Zach or whatever her boyfriend's name is for this person, they must start to fight. And it's like, everybody just stop. Like, let's just stop and like start from scratch. Let's see how this all began. This all began with Jax inviting Alex, okay? Then Kristen feeling backed in a corner because of it, because nobody would take her side. Then she says this thing, but then fucking Jason goes, you know what? No, I'm sorry. Jesse goes, and before, because Kristen's cut them off, nobody can get a word. All you hear is one screaming. But before anybody can say anything, Jesse gets out. Didn't you fucking get fired for being a racist? I'll say that again in case you didn't hear me. Didn't you fucking get fired for being a fucking racist? Oops. It's like, fuck. Yeah, Kristen, you did. And so did Jax, kind of. And so then you get flashbacks of the shit that Kristen, basically the headlines about Kristen and why she got fired. And her saying, I learned my lesson, da 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 da. It's like, I was like, fucking you bitch, should you really shouldn't even be back here, really. I know, but it's like basically no, I know, but she kind of owns up to it. And I'm kind of like, I mean, she's calling the police. I don't know, like calling the police on Facebook. I mean, yeah, I mean, I also feel like Jax and Brittany have their friend on there because they want to prove that they're not homophobic. You know what I mean? Or Brittany's not, at least, or whatever. Their pastor's not, or whatever. Again, the fact that even if you don't agree, say I agree or disagree, I'm not going to say why. You are going to die. The last 5 minutes is like, because not everybody knows the whole story. So you might see headlines saying that. Did it? Did it? We can talk about it. I'll talk about it early. So with the Valley, okay. I know you are. I know. I know. And I kind of was trying to understand which I see. I don't want to even get into it about why she was thinking that. No, you know what, Ariana? No, 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 no. Ariana does not need help. She everything she said. All right, like okay. So we just talked about the Valley. I'm gonna segue over to Vanderpump because I disagree. Okay, and I'm sorry that happened to you too, babe. You told me a lot of stuff that I can't even believe it's happened. Like I can't like. Mm. But you know, so I thought Vanderpump was getting boring, and I thought I'm gonna watch it just a little bit right before. And even all right, so even like on Watch What Happens Live, I'm gonna have to say that Brittany's a fucking liar and about her and Jack's getting separated. Again, she can't answer straight questions. Even Andy's like, I believe that it's real. If you cannot really honestly believe that it's real, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even believe that. Okay, Ariana does not need help. Happy Wednesday. Why does Ariana need help? Because everything her anger towards Tom, first of all, he is an alleged basically like almost dog killer because he did not care what was going to happen to Maya. He knew putting her in that room was not what Ariana wanted. The whole reason that room is locked is because she's not a psycho. Listen, I would have fucking cut his. Listen, I've said this before. I feel like they should have had this screaming and yelling fight a long time ago because but you do live in a house with him. I don't know how she holds all that in. I don't know how she has not said all that to him living in the same house with him, especially when they're like by themselves, like that night that they went home that night. Like, I don't understand that. Like, but I was like, no, like that needed all to be said. Everybody's making it about her. Her own brother does talk to her. All it was him talking to Sandoval because it was been a long time. And that has nothing to do with what he did. Like, two things can be true. Okay. Just because her own brother doesn't get along with her or they're fighting at the time, which is not true, does not mean that it's still okay for Sandoval to not care about her dog, the one dog she has left. Because, of course, when Chloe died, or the other dog, I'm sorry, when the other one died, he went out and he fucked Raquel. Okay. When her grandmother died, he fucked Raquel. So you're going to take her own. Listen, and the thing with moving, I don't go on vacations now. The only thing I don't understand is I don't know how Ariana leaves at all for weeks at a time. No, it's say, but Kristen had an apartment. She didn't own a home with somebody. Ariana and Tom have a home. They bought together. They built a home together with their animals. So no, I'm also not going to move my fucking cats either until I buy a house. I'm just not going to go to an apartment because you fuck my life up and then you fuck our animals' life up. But I also don't understand how she goes on to do shows for weeks at a time and staying in New York and leaves her animals. I don't leave my cats with anybody, which reminds me, I should open the door to let them in real quick. I don't leave my cats with anybody, not even my own fucking husband. Because if one of them any four of them get out, if one of them gets out, and I don't find them, you're fucking dead. Because my cats, if something happens to them, they're my children. And the fact that you can't be responsible enough for my kids, or or whatever, what I consider my children, like you, motherfucker, are lucky that that dog is alive. And it was $6,000 to save the dog's life. So call her a psycho, but hello, yeah, you deserved it. Like he deserved that. And people are making it about the fact that yes, he did fuck their life up. She's right about that. No, she locks the door because of the air conditioner or because of something, whatever. And when he went in to fix the air conditioner, the dog got in there and nobody paid attention. The dog slipped in there. And nobody decided to fucking look for her or pay attention to where she was. So again, if people were paying attention to her dog, like I don't know if I don't know who was supposed to be watching the dog for those hours at a time, but whoever was supposed to be paying attention to the dog wasn't, and it might have been Sandoval. And again, I thought, like, is she trusting Sandoval? I don't care. You're not going to listen. Accidents cannot happen. If you had a child and then the child got into some kind of poison because somebody wasn't paying, you're going to say, "Oh, it was an accident." No, and it has nothing with her being gross. She had to go away. She wasn't home. Maybe she forgot to throw it out. Like she just didn't throw it out. And again, if her door is locked and Sandoval, she's supposed to trust Sandoval because again, it's both their dogs. Like you are supposed to be responsible. You can, and that's again, people have said to me, or and I've thought about this too, like, like one Marine did leave the door unlocked one time and my fucking cat got out. And she's so lucky I got her. And she's like, it's an accident. Fuck your accident. No, like if you can't even like pay attention, you're not coming to my house. Like you're just not going to be here. And that's how I feel. Because I can't have you going, oh, it was an accident. No, my cat's still gone. And like I still have to be devastated. And you're still like going on with your no. Like you need to be responsible. Just like the people that drop drugs in my house. I have animals. I have 4 cats. I can't fucking literally, if you can't be responsible enough for your fucking drugs, you're not coming to my house. Wasn't why pay attention to her any? Because it's her cat. It's her dog. I don't know. She does. Yeah, I guess she does. I don't know if like I don't know. And I keep wanting to know that question. Like, I don't know how she goes away for weeks at a time and trusts him or whoever. Like, I don't get it. Like, I have to know at that point. You're right. Like, I guess, yeah. And I mean, it is like I guess he's responsible, but like again, he's not even like I don't know. And where's Kitty at? Because if I don't know, like my cats aren't supposed to get out, so I don't know who's letting the dogs in, and I don't know if the dogs are by themselves. I don't know. The cat and the dog shouldn't be by themselves either. But I'm not gonna be mad at her for that. But it's like, but Ariana wasn't there though. Ariana had left the dog being in somebody else's care, and again, whoever she's trusting. Also, it wasn't years. It was literally my cats. Literally, you have to do it every single day, but she wasn't there for 13 hours. That was it. So she was probably like on some kind of like maybe like a Dancing with the Stars or something. Again, it's his cat too, so he also can let lyrics. I get it, but again, that doesn't give him to right to almost murder her dog. Like you just can't have accidents like that. Like you just can't. If you know that the dog can get into shit, like you don't let it. And then why weren't you looking for that dog for like? I don't know, Tom. Like we got to find out more. And again, um, what's her face? And deserve to get fired. Like again, like and again, I'm not going to hire somebody who's going to go tell my business. But like the fact that he's also like doubling down and I don't know what he was saying, like talking shit on her at like wherever they were, but it just wasn't cool. And I mean, Brock has the same opinion you guys have, and I feel like it's fucked up. Like, I'm not happy with everything Ariana is the way she's handling everything, but the way she talked to Sandoval, he kind of deserves it. Because you're gonna act like it's a fucking accident. No, if something happened and my dog fucking or my cat died, and you go, "Oh, it's a fucking accident." Oh, that's not the right thing. That's the stream king. You're not gonna fucking tell me, "Oh no, it's a fucking accident." Even if it was an accident, don't have accidents. I just can't leave then. And that's the thing with me. Like, if I can't trust you to watch my animals, I just can't leave. That just sucks. I feel like Ariana is probably at that point. But again, I don't know. Like when she had, I don't know. Like she wasn't traveling as much when she before this happened. That was what we were talking about. Yeah, they were talking about Janet and all. I mean, so what? I mean, what else is going on besides what they were talking about? I agree. I disagree, guys. It's not Ariana's fault. What the fuck is up with this guy? I'm getting freaked out right now. There's no way there's 2,000 people watching this. That's not even doesn't even make sense. It's got to be not even close. It's got to be like 63. But you guys have to watch it. The Valley is so good. It's so good. It is so good. It's so fucking good. I didn't know that like I don't want to bring up politics. I'm not gonna talk about politics, but it's just weird that like I don't know. But Kristen saying that is not like an assumption, or did Janet really say it? You know what I mean? Like I feel like Janet kind of probably did say that about Michelle going back to the Valley. So oh, she's a Trump supporter. She must be a Republican. Blah blah blah. It's crazy, isn't it? Like honestly, I just feel like when there's a war going and you pick a side to keep a war going. Sometimes you do have to pick a side, but again, let's not talk about politics because. But then like I don't know, Kristen, like, that's fucked up, like, I don't know, again, like, again, if you can't yeah, maybe you can, like, fill me in a little bit more on why this she's a big Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
I am not good.
So what do
I
you
just
think?
last night.
Oh, you sound like you're in a tunnel, babe.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Are you on
Um,
speaker?
let me take my headphones off.
Yeah, that's kind of probably the thing is. Now I can't hear you at all. Oh, wait. Are you there?
Okay, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So last night truly
Okay.
pissed me off. I was
That's what
already not.
yeah, like, real quick, that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying on the Valley.
Okay,
I don't
so like I told you, Chris, I haven't seen the episode yet. Who
Okay.
is the Trump supporter? Is it Michelle and her husband?
Um, I think so. I don't know if they actually I don't
So
know if they
okay,
are, but that's what the
so
accusation is.
Kristen brought it up that she's racist and a Trump supporter.
Kristen brought up the fact that they brought Janet and Zach and Jasmine and Kristen were all having, I guess, a conversation. It's a lot of conversations, and they must have said because I guess she is a Trump supporter. They said because she is one or something, blah blah blah, or maybe because she's Republican. I don't know, but it got misconstrued saying she was a racist and whatever. But then they skipped right over my dinner
Oh,
time. They skipped right
interesting.
over talking about the Trump supporter and Republican part, and just talked about racism. And I don't know, but anyway, look, hey curves.
Well, I'll watch that later tonight. But what I wanted to
Hey,
say
Kristen.
is, Ariana, hey curves,
Hey, honey.
Ariana is a problem. She's a very problematic person who needs to check into a behavioral hospital because that's not
What?
the way to
Thank
talk to
you.
someone. You don't talk. How dare
Yes,
you, Ariana?
you do. Oh my
How
god,
dare you call this man an attempted dog murder?
he
You want to
is.
come on here? No, no, no. You want to come on here talking about these are my children. Well,
They
boo, if those were your children, you would take better care of them and not leave them out in your room. You wouldn't leave stuff out for them to chew. Why is your dog even eating all the stuff in the house in the first place? Second, like Lala said, you're a grown ass woman. You're a 40-year-old washed up bartender. The least
are.
you could do is clean your room. Why do you have old takeout in your bedroom? You did a commercial
She
on
did it.
taking out the trash. Take out the trash. Not everything is Sandoval's fault. Like he said, you never pay the bills. You never empty out the litter box. You don't do your job,
My batteries
and
are.
that's why you don't want to leave the house. I didn't like the way she was talking to him. And the
He,
thing about Sandoval is he's problematic too. But I have
he doesn't
truly
even defend
seen
himself.
he's trying. He's
He
really
will.
trying this season. Even when he went to go get the ranch for the pizza, and Ariana was
He's
like,
funny.
he's
He
doing the
ran.
most. He's doing the most. No, Ariana, he's not doing the most. He's trying to get the
No, he
ranch.
was though. He was though. That was kind of cool though that he did that.
Right. And then when they were in the beach and she got mad at the guys for not holding him, what does she want them to do?
I don't know, but I feel like
Throw
It's
him in the
crazy.
ocean?
Ariana's crazy. What did
but
they do when she was
you
cheating with him
would
and he
you
was living
not
with Kristen?
tell me you would
I'm
not
going to
freak
keep
out.
going back to the beginning. I'm going to keep going back because it all
Why?
has a foundation of cheating. It all is built on cheating. There's no difference if you cheat a day
Because
into
it's not
the
about
relationship.
cheating.
if
This
you
is
cheat
that's the
5 years into a relationship,
thing about
if you
cheating.
cheat 10 years into a relationship, if you have a house with that person, if you live separately, or if you have an apartment with that person, cheating happens. And this show is built on cheating.
But
The
it's not
very
about
first
cheating.
episode, we're introduced to Sheena, the homewrecker, who was smashing a married man with 2 kids.
But we're not talking about
And
cheating.
that's how they introduced her. So
We're talking
all
about
of this fake outrage years later because people aren't their past. No, bitch, you're your past.
hmm?
You're your past.
But we're talking
And
about the dog killing now with the attempted dog murderer.
oh,
He's
the
in
dog murderer,
yeah,
she's only still in the house with the attempted alleged dog
that's what I'm
murderer
saying,
because
but
she
like,
chooses, she's
yeah,
making all these decisions. She's choosing
I
to
wouldn't pick
remain in
that
that house.
because she has no
Look,
choice.
there's nothing more than peace. There is nothing worth more than peace to a lot of people. They
Yeah,
would
well,
have walked all the way away if their peace really mattered. She
she's
wants this
trying to.
conflict. She wants to be in turmoil. She wants to be in this situation
She wants
because
them to
her
be
peace doesn't
responsible.
mean that much to her. Her
No, she wants
point
them to be
means that much
responsible
to
and
her.
take care of their animals and not like
Exactly, Curves, because you know why, Krista? A woman that
no.
stands on business, the day after finding out, she would have been the hell out of there. It doesn't matter if it's her house,
If
she
you
would have
can't,
gotten all
what
that
if she
sorted
can't
out through
afford
the
it?
lawyer.
Why should she go? Why shouldn't he go? Why should she
Because,
go?
like Curve
Why
said,
why
peace
would
is
she look? And
priceless.
if the problem is she
Why
keeps
shouldn't
making
he go?
comments like, "Oh, she smashed my best friend in my house."
Which he
Isn't that
did.
horrible memory? Well, someone's
She
if the
shouldn't have
house
to
is a
uproot her
trigger,
kids. She shouldn't have to uproot her kids. He should go. She's got more to uproot. He doesn't. He's the one who fucks shit up. He should go. Why should she have to go? They both
but
own it.
he wants to buy the house and
Well,
live in
now
it.
he
She
does.
only wants to sell the house.
I know
So
that
if they
yeah,
both have vested
but
interest in the house and
he
old girl hasn't paid
I'm
anything
fucking
towards
jealous.
mortgage in 8 months,
I mean, I
she needs
agree.
to bounce.
I mean, now she should because
I
now
have
you keep
zero
getting
sympathy for Ariana.
I
Zero.
know, I know, but like but at least she didn't beat him up. She was fucking like stone faced screaming. And it's like everybody
This whole so far I've watched how many ever episodes came out, and this is
yeah.
devolving into Stassi, Tequila Katie, and
She
Mean Girl Kristen from
well,
seasons
I
one and
mean,
two,
I
where they just ran amok in the streets of West Hollywood, being the meanest girls possible.
it was only
That's
Ariana
all this. Every time somebody walks in a room, we get Katie's dark cloud. Yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Katie.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then we got her tag team person, Ariana. That's
wait,
just so negative.
we talk about Katie and Schwartz. First of all, Katie told us she was going to run our fucking train through Tom Tom. Remember? She said if you kiss that girl, right, she's going to run a fucking train through Tom Tom. So she just fucked Max.
Well, that
Why
says
were
a lot.
Schwartz and
That's
Katie? They were flirting quite a bit
They
in
yes,
last
they were
night.
laughing about
Yeah.
because he doesn't care about her smashing Max.
I
Think about
think it
that.
turns him on.
I think he thinks, yeah, something's
Yeah.
up with that because she looks like
He
a douche.
likes it.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
because he
we'll
used to be a serial makeup artist.
he listen.
And
He should have put his. He should have had her outfit on, and she should have had his outfit on. He looked like a. They look like old people. They should be married at home with their kids and their grandkids, because they dress like old people. They were flirting like they've been married, and they just like like. Don't you think they were flirting like they flirting like they were divorced and they just saw each other for the first time? But we know
Yeah,
that's not
I
true.
agree with that.
It was awkward to watch, but at least they were out there screaming or whatever they were doing. Why Ariana was losing her motherfucking mind.
look, and then revenge sex is fine, but there's a place and time for it. Like that's like some stuff you do in high school. You
I
don't
mean,
like really when
why
you're
do you
in your
guys think she
30s
did
go
it?
on TV and announce that you're going to smash all your ex's
Actually,
people
fucking,
and
she
then
did
do it.
announce it, but like Sheena's the one. All right, first of all, we can talk about Sheena having everybody's location. I think that
Oh
is
yeah, can we
That's
talk
so
about that?
weird. That's an invasion of
weird.
privacy.
It's
Can we
strange.
talk about the other
What
pussy in the show, Sheena Shea?
fucking how
Because
dare act like a
how
psycho?
dare her? She's a weirdo and she has no backbone. And
You
how
see
dare
her
she try to tell
screaming?
Brock that they need to uninvite Sandoval from beach day
Yes,
because Ariana was mad at him. Ariana, I mean Sheena, you have no backbone. At
you
this
see her
point, you're
None.
screaming.
serving you. It's it's almost as if you're Ariana's butt plug. What
No,
is your
she was like
problem?
She
fucking
is.
crackhead. Her crackhead ass screaming like a skinny crackhead screaming at Joe last week, taking Joe's hat off. You're a bully, Sheena. That was a bully move. She was hopping over people to get Joe's hat off her. Joe was saying, "Please stop, please stop."
And
And
not
she's
to
like,
mention,
Yeah.
remember they told us at the beginning of the season that Sandoval like transferred her thousands of dollars when she had no money
yeah,
during the pandemic,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
and that's how you pay back. You,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
because all Sheena
She has
knows
supposed to be
that
fucking,
she's a whore.
but she's
Sheena
forgiving
knows
Sandoval,
she
right?
has this scarlet letter on her.
Kissing Sandoval's ass, but she's mad at Joe still for driving Rachel there. But
She's
like,
not making any sense, you guys. Think
no,
about
she
her motives.
fucking
All
Joe. Joe had
Sheena's
to leave. Joe wasn't even in this
right,
episode. She
right.
cried for 2 days after this.
Oh my
She,
God, Joe is so sweet. I
I mean,
like
she
Joe.
does. I mean, yeah, she could wash her hair, but I
Yes,
mean,
she
listen,
is. Joe is
go
nice.
there, fucking take my hat off. Like I was
I
pissed off
hated,
like
you know
Sheena.
what? Can we just also say about James Kennedy, the abuser,
I love
allegedly? I
him.
mean, it's documented. Many girls have said it. Even the two T's in the pea pod said
Yeah.
something about they saw some stuff. And there's videos floating around of
There-
outbursts where it looks super verbally abusive to his counterparts. And then for him to go make sloppy Joe shirts with the image that kind of looks like
Oh,
Joe, and she's a sloppy Joe. And then people got mad at him for it. And he's like, well, I'll split the proceeds with it. I'm like, dude, this is a
I didn't see
clear
that.
indication of your abuse towards women. This is disgusting.
That's really bad. I didn't know he did that. They need
Oh,
to leave
oh,
Yes.
Kurt,
him,
And then
you're talking about the
huh?
you're
His
talking.
latest victim or codependent person, Allie, is excusing it away instead of being like, "Oh, that's wrong,
That is so.
James." She's
Right,
like,
you're
she's all laughing it off for him again.
But you're right. She is fucking Ariana's butt plug too. Like the
right.
way she
You're talking about
acted.
the real misogynist curves, the real
Yes.
misogynist, because they were,
I like
calling
Kate.
people misogynist last night. But I think the one that
Mhm.
should be called that is James.
Did you
James,
see
oh my
like Brock?
gosh.
Didn't Brock freak out last night? Who did he freak out on? Brock like freaked out too.
Cool.
He like screamed at one point. Brock screamed at somebody, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I don't
You know
know. It
what I
wasn't.
don't like
Well,
is Sheena yelling at Brock all the time. Sheena's semi.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right. Sheena told him to shut the fuck up. That's right.
Yeah, Sheena, I don't like. And then when they were out at that place when they were
Yeah,
looking for bikinis, she emasculates him a lot.
he
a
told him to
And
lot.
I
stop.
wouldn't be surprised. No wonder she's worried about if that could happen with Brock and Lala because you emasculate that man.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that affected her and Lala's relationship. But I don't know. Now they're saying how they're so close. They're in the valley together. They can walk to each other's house. Like I really do believe they're going to roll this over to the valley, which is fine with me because Sandoval and Schwartz need to live together because they already live in the valley. Sandoval lives in the valley, right? So they can be that couple. The other ones are already there. Sheena just bought a house there. Lala just bought a house there.
I'm never
Kristen
watching
and
the Valley
Brittany
as
will
long as
probably
Kristen and Jax are on there. I'm not supporting
listen. I
racists
don't
at
even
all.
like see larger. You had your son older, right? So like I don't
Mhm.
know. Kristen's trying to have a baby now, and like, but do you feel like it's harder because you have one that's older and you have one younger? Is it harder now? Do you feel just as like energized, or is it like
Well,
hard?
I keep energy. That's been my whole thing. Like I've been energetic my whole life. So like I
Yeah,
still have like, eh,
still have the
but
energy.
yeah, I do wish I have my second child, my last one at 44.
Yeah,
And so yeah, there have been a lot of days where I was like, dude, maybe if I would have done it at 34. There have been
yeah.
a lot of days like that, you know?
Yeah, because I think like I mean, I guess I feel like too like 40 is like the new 22. Like, because I think Lala having a baby now, she's almost I think that's cool. Like, but I do like I see how Jax even says Jax like, oh, Jax talks shit though. Jax is like, oh, yeah, you're not having a baby, and like I'm gonna be like 60, whatever. Dude, and how about the fact that he doesn't own his restaurant? He doesn't own Jax's Studio City. Well, listen, he does.
Well,
He has
that I
he- three
I didn't know he had a
investors.
restaurant.
Yeah, Jack Studio City. It's not even open yet, but he has three investors, which makes him a quarter. He didn't even put money into it.
So
So
it's
they,
just his name.
yeah, and I guess I don't know. Like, I guess he gets some kind of something. I guess so. I don't know how that would work, right? So he has three investors. He did not put any money down. He must be a quarter part owner. So what is his contribute like his contribution? Is it just his name in the
Just his
beginning?
name.
So won't
Maybe
he
his
have to put
name.
money at some point to be a quarter partner? I don't understand what's happening.
The
I don't
Toms did. The Toms had to put skin in the
right.
game.
And it took them years, so I don't know what's happening. And then he said, "Oh, I did it with my wife." Well, Your wife, there's no room for her. What is she, a 50-50 partner of your 25%? Like, is she going to,
Well, maybe his investors are his alleged old time sugar daddies from when he used to do modeling in
well,
Florida when they first met Tom's.
right. Jesse knows him from that day. Jesse and
Well,
him were
Hmm.
together. What you're
I
saying?
will say,
Yeah.
Kristen seems a little bit more likable in this show.
Yeah.
I like her boyfriend. I
I do
honestly,
too.
I find it hilarious that she's outing MAGA supporters, and Brittany and Jax were very upset about that. I think it's because they too are like in that vein. But yeah, Jax having a
He's
problem with her boyfriend is weird with
it's
Luke.
weird and
Like,
inviting
why does
out
it bother you so much? And for
because
you
he's
to
a
bring
weak.
her ex boyfriend to the party was messed up.
I wouldn't even want to be your partner in a restaurant with you having making decisions like that. Like, if you think that's something that's cool to do, Jax, like, I don't want you as my friend. I don't want you as my business partner. Like, you, that's like also inviting him to an event and somebody else's. So you're inviting to somewhere else in somebody else's establishment. No one could be a fight. Like, I don't even want to be your partner in my own establishment. Like,
And
he
you know
just looks
what?
or
I,
juvenile, you know?
I do not like the the nipple grabber, Jesse.
Oh, see, that's Jesse. See, I'm having a hard time with him because I really want to
No,
like
he
him.
no, Krista. He is a horrible husband, a horrible father. He won't even like
Yeah,
take care of the little baby. Leaves the. No wonder they split up already.
I
He's
see.
horrible.
I can.
Danny is nice. I love
I love
Danny the way
Danny.
he like
How
he
about
loves his wife
Danny?
because
But how about him taking the baby?
his
He
wife
took the
was
two
you know
all
his wife
weekend.
was his wife was Miss USA, right?
Yeah, and like
Um
he's
and
father of the year. He took care of
yeah,
those twins by himself all weekend.
they have 3 kids that are all
Three,
toddlers.
and he
3.
was by, and two are twin babies,
And
and he
the
was by
fact that
himself.
like he gets up in the morning to like change their diapers and
He just let her go. Well, he go. She went away for 48 hours, and he was like, "Okay, I got this." She didn't have to write anything down. He had where her. He knew where all the milk was from her. You know, she pumped. He took care of those babies, and the fuck. I was like, "Oh my god, he's father of the fucking year." Jack has to have a nanny, and he has just one 3 year old. Him and Brady have a nanny. I'm like, I'm like, wow, that is the husband that you want. He's the actor, the one
I'm
manipulated by
I'm just kind of confused
that. Okay, about what?
that people like
Yeah,
I'm so triggered right now.
about
I,
Ariana.
as a viewer who loves Bravo stuff, have to endure Bravo not even talking to Nene Leakes, who called them
I
racist
know, and having
and
these
said they allowed racism in their thing. And they won't even talk to her because people are like, you can't call your boss a racist. But then Bravo can turn around and hire who they fired
yep,
for being racist
two of them.
without any reparation, meaning any kind of repairing towards Faith, who got fired, who got ostracized, who hasn't worked again in freaking acting since then.
Well, that's what
But
Jason said.
then
He said she was
Kristen
down.
and
Why?
Jax get to
Yep.
come back on. I'm very triggered as a Black person in America right now that I have to endure this and that this is old freaking K. And then that bitch had the nerve to sit up there and try to call other people racist last
Did
night
you hear
and
they said that? I
then
know.
cry and say that it was the hardest time in her life for being a racist that hasn't had no consequences. I'm
I know.
triggered.
Jason said it. Jason goes, "Well, didn't you get fired for being a racist?" And everybody's like, mic drop. It was like, whoa. And like, I wish that he would have said Jax too. But at the moment, it was like, yeah, Kristen, you did. And you're here. Like, he said it because everybody was screaming. And then Jason says that, and everybody was like, you did. You know what I mean? And like, so did Jax. So, I mean, it was either whatever. I don't know how they justify bringing them back on TV. Isn't that weird? Hey, Aaron. He gets 25%. I would think 25% because they, if I'm gonna have 3 other partners and it's 100, you know what I mean? Like, they're putting money in, they probably have 25, but like
Krista,
he,
have you seen Vanderpump Villa yet?
no, I saw it was on
You
though.
need
Like,
to. I
is it
sent
That's
Curves
good.
I sent her
It's
an
so
audio
good.
message on the first episode. It was so
that's
good.
not there's not
It was
Aaron. I
so
So
don't
good.
know
freaking
that
good.
number. That's weird. That number, I've been having
Yes.
glitches all weekend, but it's probably only like 22. But yeah, it's not weird.
It,
It's the numbers off, but um I feel
it
like
was so good.
I love Martha's Vineyard. I know that Vanderpump Pill is on. Like I thought having no like there's no listen right now. There's no franchises on, right? There's no. Am I right about this?
Just Potomac, but they're about
But
to
that's
end
what
with the
we're about.
reunion.
Oh man, the first one
You
was so
don't
good.
recap Potomac?
I wasn't, but I want to talk about this reunion because I like it so much better knowing that Rob's not coming back because
You know this reunion.
it was so good. The first one was so good.
Y'all are gonna hate me, but it made me team Giselle for a second
Why?
because I
She
felt
was
bad
on
for
the
the
wrong
death
side of
threats
fucking
that she got
history.
when she said that the people wanted to come and take
Yeah,
her and her children. I felt so bad.
but that's not Candace's fault. Like she said, we've all
I
had
know.
people. But again, Giselle's coming back. Maybe Giselle can redeem herself without fucking Robin. I am enjoying it so much better
That's
knowing
true.
that the job. I would not be able to watch this reunion knowing that not knowing if she was coming. I can't watch her. Like I just couldn't. Like the way I can now, knowing she's not coming back, but just watching reunion one for the first part, I was like, "Thank God I know you're not coming back because I can't. Who the fuck are you?"
Right? Like,
Deflect,
who is
deflect,
she?
deflect, deflect, deflect. Andy wanted them to all fucking make up. He's basically saying these fucking assholes are out of here because you can't get along. So get the fuck along or get moving. That's
Yeah.
basically what he's saying.
You know,
And he
it's
couldn't follow
interesting.
suit.
Has he ever
Yeah.
taken that tone with any of the other housewives?
He
He
was.
never got
I don't
on
think
the he
it's
never
just,
got on Beverly Hills when they were doing all that funk and all the tech
you know
stuff. He
why?
didn't
Because
get on
people
there
are
and say we
fucking
need to reconcile. When they were on the OC and everybody was at odds, he's not getting on there saying that they need to reconcile
his
with kind of
numbers,
was almost a
Largo.
threat. It
His
was kind of
numbers.
like if you guys don't reconcile, then there's going to be trouble. Like he set the
Well,
tone from the beginning. And
he's
I don't
fine.
know that he's done that with other franchises that have been as problematic.
That's true. He should make
And
Jersey alone. He doesn't make Jersey get
that,
along.
yeah, hopefully he's going to do that moving forward
I don't think
because look,
yeah, maybe we're sick of it, and, like, maybe he just I feel like he should have done it with Jersey. He should have make them get because he kept saying there's not any other franchise that doesn't have conflict resolution. None of them do except for Miami, really. So, but he's trying to but again, Giselle and Robin have no reason really to be mad at Candace. They could have really gone past this. With Jersey, it's a matter of safety with Louis. We shouldn't have to get along with the fucking psycho. You know what I mean? Just because Teresa brings this random motherfucker to dinner, we shouldn't have to get along with somebody who's like dangerous. But again, Robin and Giselle have no real reason to be mad at Candace. But Candace walking away is she
But
deserves it. She deserves
but the thing is, they
but
called
Robin did not.
Candace out. They called her out for liking, mean tweets about
Oh no.
Giselle.
Oh well,
so
Giselle should
I don't
hire
care. People
Giselle
can
should
like
hire fake
stuff.
mistresses to have fuck her husband.
Right.
Okay, you
That's what
should
they,
have
why didn't he bring that up?
Why are you
Oh
bringing
my
up
God.
pictures about somebody's fake penis? Robin gets called out and she goes, "Oh, but that's not a real picture of his fake penis." So you are entertaining the blogs then? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And not only that, the she says that about the penis shot, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, so the lady was lying?" Well,
Yeah.
was the lady lying?
Yep.
Was the lady also lying when she said that Giselle put her up to it? That's what Andy should have said. That's what
Exactly.
Candace should have said.
True
Because that
that.
same crazy lady who
Yep.
allegedly had a picture of a two-tone penis also ended up coming back saying that Giselle put her up to it.
And I've been saying
So,
it. Yep. That's why it was so hard to watch this. I'm like, all season, I'm like, stop trying to make them make up because we have not even gotten to that yet. And I like when Candace says, I'm not going to fucking talk about that because the fact her and Chris never really reacted, it was because it was such a joke. Like, and it maybe took me a minute because I'm like, well, maybe he did. But then I'm like, 6 months ago, he was in Philly doing the show with Zach. But then it was just so weird. Like, you just saying everything that people say when they say, oh, his wife leaves in the other bedroom. Like, it just didn't
yeah,
make sense. But the fact that,
they're
like,
crazy.
Andy's, the fact that, you know what, he told Robin, and the fact he called Robin and Lonnie out for every single thing and then still fired her ass was amazing.
Yeah,
Did
well,
you?
she needed to be fired
He
like
did. He
after
needed to be told,
everything she's
basically.
done, and
These were rhetorical questions,
and you know
Robin. We
what?
have listeners.
I even feel like had she at least brought Juan to that reunion, maybe it would have
Oh,
saved
it
her a
made
little
one.
bit. But she needs to be.
Yeah.
We've seen enough of Robin. It's time for her to
Exactly.
go.
She said it and Juan said it. Juan said it, I don't give a fuck. And Robin said, I don't give a fuck. They both said it
Yeah, like that
differently.
was her whole tagline was "fuck you, viewers." That was her
Yeah.
tagline,
And he
basically.
has no fucking job. And he wants to volunteer. And that made him so much happier. He wants to volunteer. Does he get paid for that? Does he fucking get paid for that? Well, good for him. His heart feels his heart's smiling. Motherfucker, get a job. Like you have a family and you're gonna let him go volunteer to high school. Oh, is he gonna coach high school basketball? No, he's not allowed. He's not gonna coach shit because nobody's gonna fucking hire him. And then
Yeah, I
he
don't know. Does that Title 59 thing follow him to high schools too? I
probably,
don't know.
I would think. And the fact that like you can't even pretend to like your wife, pretend to engage, pretend to talk about your problems, show up because you need this job. You need her. You should have told her, get the fuck. You want to make her get along with you? Make her get along with fucking Candace. Or
Okay, here's the thing, you guys. Candace needs to accept Giselle's apology and
no,
move
not really,
on.
because Candace isn't coming back.
Because here's
So
the
then
thing, you guys.
she doesn't have to
Chris,
fix it.
we
She's old.
cannot deny one thing.
Chris didn't do
He
shit.
made her feel uncomfortable. And when a woman feels
One
uncomfortable, you gotta
tiny
you,
thing.
you gotta say, you
Virgo
know
was
what, that
for
was
it.
not my intention, but I apologize.
He's got his punishment. He took his punishment. This is enough.
Yes,
And
but
I'll say
I
something
feel
on
like
that too, because
It was
nobody
enough.
can make you anything. So she has something in
He said,
her.
"Let's go to your trailer. We talk real quick? We can go to my trailer? Sure, let's go to your trailer." That was it.
Yeah.
no, it was a hotel room. But yo, we
Hotel
can't deny
room.
what she felt because we've seen Chris have a temper with his own wife, with
What the fuck
Ashley.
does that
He
have to do
screams
with
at them.
her lying about what he said and how it went down, and her dragging this the fuck on again? It's like
But just
You know,
just
after
to
you've
drive.
been, you know what? Again, here we go with the response to the bullshit is the problem. How about the bullshit being the problem? How
exactly.
about if there was no shit to smell, I wouldn't be fanning my nose right now? How
Well,
about that? If
she don't have
Giselle
to
wouldn't have
fix it.
started with that family,
And
then
didn't
he
she
wouldn't have
cry?
even got vexed that time
And
when
did
he
she
did
not?
raise his voice. And
And did
people are
she
allowed to raise
cry?
their voice. It's an emotion. It's a valid thing. You upset me. I'm raising my
But
voice.
all Candace did was cry all season because they were beat. She was trying to be friends with Robin again. She was trying to forgive Giselle again. She said numerous times, "I'm ready to move on." Giselle and Robin have said,
Giselle,
"We don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it because of this."
exactly.
So they didn't
And
want to fucking make up.
I don't think that it shows a good light when the only person who showed up to work to do their job,
Was
cough, cough,
Candace
Candace, who was interacting with known haters who
because
were
she
always stabbing her in the front and back. And she showed up to every scene and engaged with those hoes. Every scene.
yeah,
The
and
You
people
guys,
who
let me
refused
tell
to
you
do
the
their
one
job,
mistake.
they refused to do their job though, Manny. They refused to do their job by not interacting at events, by
yeah,
not showing up at group
and
stuff,
they
all
did the
because of their desire to
yeah.
not do their job at work. And
But
how they
all
end
she
up with still a
said,
job
all
and the
she
person
did,
that did their job had to
I
quit is baffling,
yeah,
but
I
right on
agree.
target.
I agree, and
all
you
Candace
guys
did
know
was
I love
say,
Candace. I really do. I think
"Wow,
she's a super cool person, super fun. But this is the mistake she made.
she didn't make any
The
mistake."
mistake she made was bringing the word "s" assault. When she brought
Fuck
that
it.
up,
So
No,
when
it just
Giselle
ruined
did.
Giselle
everything.
said,
Giselle
Giselle,
did.
side note, Giselle did
Giselle did.
accuse Chris Bassett of SA when
And
she was in the
No
thing,
one, no, she
and she
did,
was like,
Chris. SA
she
is when
said
you
that
are
he grabbed
groping
somebody's
someone.
butt. Exactly. And she said the same year that she was shopping around that he's a sneaky link,
yep,
making me feel
sneaky thing.
uncomfortable, forcing me in hotel rooms. She also
Yeah,
said during that
it
season
was a
that he had
trailer.
grabbed somebody's butt. And
He was
then
not.
she
There
turned
was
around and
no.
said, Ashley told me that. And Ashley said, no, I didn't.
You
And she's the
listen.
only one that brought that up on a national syndicated TV show about that man groping someone unwarranted the way that Michael Darby did. That
Oh
is
my
sexual
god!
assault.
Like why? Why did nobody believe that Chris tried to do any of that? Nobody believes that. So why keep insinuating that?
No,
Like nobody
but
believes that Giselle
Candace is saying that Giselle said that Chris
she
sexually
did.
assaulted
Yes,
her
she
She
in
did.
the
changed her
hotel
She
story
room.
in
did.
so
But
many
that's not
You
what
interviews.
say
Giselle is saying.
my husband grabbed an ass that's not mine. You just accused him of sexual assault.
And he tried to force you into a hotel room to have a talk with. Like, how
He
did we get to
did
that?
because remember he was upset about what Nicki Minaj
It was
had
the
said at the
trailer. It was her
reunion.
trailer. It was her
No,
trailer.
her hotel room. It was her hotel room,
Why can't
and
well,
you guys, she has a right to feel uncomfortable. She
okay,
like
but we talked about
But
it.
it's
We're
not his
over it.
response.
We're over it. We got
Look,
over it
he
last season.
didn't do
He didn't do
anything to
anything.
make her uncomfortable.
No,
She
he said that.
felt uncomfortable. There's two different things.
Basically, that's
So if he forced you to go into the room That's
Yeah,
making you feel uncomfortable. If
right.
you walked into a room that nobody was in and then got uncomfortable, that's you feeling uncomfortable.
Forbid.
But Curse, true or false? Can someone's demeanor, body language make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, well, then don't have
Yes,
the conversation for 20 minutes with
yes,
them.
they
Close that
can.
room.
Yes, they
Yeah,
can. It
exactly.
can.
Okay,
It
but then
can.
he should have.
And you also have to look at you have to look at, was it real or was it Memorex? So when the black when you smiled at that woman and she went and told somebody you smiled at her, and then the whole town comes after you and wants to string you up because you smiled at somebody, was it really a smile or was it an awkward, you were trying to just be polite and it wasn't you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's degrees and within everything.
Nobody really believes. She even said
Right.
nobody really believed his intention. Okay, and he said, "I'm sorry that you felt that way, but everybody knows that was not
Yeah,
my.
there was no intention behind it. There was
Everybody knows
Okay,
no
love you guys.
malice.
I have to go.
I love you
Love
too.
you too. Have an
All right,
excellent
bye.
day.
Bye.
There
It's
wasn't, I
like
don't feel like
we
there
had to
was any
waste all this.
malice
We had to waste all this
in
time for reunion on that when we should have been screaming at Robin for being such a loser and hiding
Robin's
on
such a loser. Oh my God.
her. How do you
And how
leave?
she can sit up there and talk and say those words with such freaking audacity. Like,
She was
I'm like, really?
stubborn too.
You
She was
believe everything he says? Really? You don't have his, if
yes.
you don't have his
He did
password
everything.
and he's always
He
deleting
just
stuff
did.
anyway? Really? Really?
Exactly. Oh, isn't that the fucking craziest thing? Like everything they say to her, it's like, no, I don't think it's weird. No, I don't think it's weird. Da 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 da. I don't think this, and I don't think it's like Robin, you dumb bitch. Like, shut up. Like, just say he fucked our life up and we're working on it. Don't act like you believe it.
Yeah.
Like, just say he fucked up. And
Or
I'm
better yet,
and
say
like
that
Karen,
you guys have an understanding, because
right,
ever
how about
since Robin lost all of Juan's money, I think that's really
yeah.
why he's mad at her.
Wait, how about
Juan
Karen going
had a buttload of money, and remember when Ashley's forehead first came on the scene? She went up and met Robin in the park and was like, "Don't you guys have money problems?" Remember?
yeah.
And those money problems are why Juan probably doesn't have to work right now. That's probably why he's not even pressed to work right now, because
They
she
have
lost
no
all his
bank account.
money.
I don't think they have anything. Like, listen, I don't think
This is his
he has.
payback.
He wants to volunteer, and it makes his heart smile. So that's okay with Robin Dixon.
Hi,
She
Krista.
did it. They had 15 months
Hi,
of
Dustin.
money saved up. It's been 15 months.
Hello, how you
And
doing?
Justin, he needs a fucking job. Get a job, you fucking loser. You couldn't even pretend for your wife or your kids to be on a show. You couldn't even act like you gave a shit. Because you know
Yeah.
why? He's going to leave for Brie. He's going to leave.
Yeah, he's gonna leave.
He's going to leave her. He
He's
don't
gonna
care.
leave.
What's he have to
He's
stay
gonna
with her
leave.
now? What reason he's got to stay with her
There's
now?
not enough swallowing in the world to make him stay over there with no cameras
Nope.
in the room.
Like I was shocked. Hey Dustin, how about all these freaking nutcases on these episodes tonight, last night?
I think they're in cases. I'm multitasking. I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to talk. So, yeah.
I was you could hear a pin drop when Jesse started screaming. You could hear a pin drop when he said the stuff to Crystal. You could hear a pin drop when Ariana started screaming at Tom. I was like, well,
Yeah.
it would be again, it's like I'm on Ariana's side. Nobody else is, but I am. I feel like look, I feel like I don't know how you live in a house with him and you haven't said that shit to him. I would have been fucking saying all
I'm on our area on the side too. So that's what
yeah,
I'm on Lala's side.
you're a half
I'm on Lala's side.
Lala. So I don't think Lala could say anything. I was like, wow. Lala kind of was on Tom's
For
side.
Lala to be the voice of reason in this
But
situation, I'm like,
he's
how
the
did
one.
White Tupac get so smart?
He's the one who called him a psychopath, a scary motherfucker psychopath, and that he could not be trusted. And now he's like, he made a mistake. La la. He said, oh, he made a mistake. It's like, no, la la. He is he's attempted
Well,
murder sociopath, like you said, but
Well, I
not really.
feel like
Not
now
really.
that she's witnessing the aftermath of what's been dubbed Scandival, which is really just regular viewing on Vanderpump Rules, now that she's noticed the aftermath, the endorsements, the braggadociousness,
She's got it
the
too.
the the freaking attitude that Ariana has, acting like she's so much better than anybody else who's ever been cheated on. It's a little boring and it's
well,
like
I hope they
old
all move
at
to
So
this
the.
she
point.
screamed at
And
him.
so I totally agree with White Tupac
Wait,
that she needs
like
to move
God,
on, that
wait,
she
God.
needs to move out, move on, and get a freaking life and let go already, because you are the
Not
master of
my
your
house.
domain. And so she's designing this chaos in her life by holding on to the structure that was that house. Now she
She
just
did
got blessed
just
with
buy
a
a
new one.
$6 million mansion though in the
Yeah,
hills.
good for her. Hopefully she'll get out toot sweet. I bet she's still over at Tom's house right now.
Yeah, wait till they're all on the fucking they're all going to be on Vanderpump Villa next year. Or I'm sorry, they're all going to be on the Valley, which is going to be amazing. I think it's wonderful. I think that they deserve to be on there, and I think that Sandoval and Schwartz have to be a couple. And
And
I
I
think
think they're also gonna.
yeah.
I think they're also gonna rename the valley too.
So what, Vanderpump Valley or something?
Yep.
I think that Vanderpump could stay if they had maybe Jax's like all right. So I know that Jax doesn't understand bar, but like maybe do
Well,
like Vanderpump and Jax.
me and Regina were talking about this
Yeah.
a couple of days ago,
What do you guys think?
and we think that they're gonna rename it.
Do you think they're gonna keep Vanderpump though, and like have like
I
maybe
think
like
they're gonna keep Vanderpump, but they're gonna rename the valley.
yeah. I mean,
But they're already working on it, Krista.
well, yeah. I feel like that's a good idea, but I still think that they should keep Vanderpump Rules. But I think they should do Tom Tom. Like maybe I don't think they should bring Max back, but they also should have brought back Jax and Kristen either. But they're gonna have to do something with like I think that
Or they can get, or they're gonna get.
the younger people.
We don't know yet, but maybe they're gonna get rid of the. Maybe they're gonna get rid of the Vanderpump in general. We
Or
don't.
maybe Vanderpump Villa. So Vanderpump Villa, is that people working for Lisa at her house or
Right,
something?
but they're in the south of France. She opened up a chateau in the south of
Oh, so they're
France.
not going to be part of. They couldn't be
No,
on
it's not going to be. Mm-mm.
there.
It's
So
And
just
that's
under
gonna
her
be on
Vanderpump.
Hulu.
Yes,
yeah,
it's great. I like it. I liked it a
yeah, I
lot.
think Vanderpump could actually
Well,
keep going.
has it started yet already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have 3 episodes out right now on
I want to
Hulu.
watch it because I like Martha's Vineyard, but we don't have any Housewives franchises airing besides one more to Potomac. But what is next? Just like what franchises are next? Not many.
Dubai, isn't it Dubai, New York, and New Jersey are coming, and OC, right?
But
Soon though,
New
like
Jersey got pushed back again. No,
Jersey's in May, so that's only 2 months. That's still 2 months away. OC's still filming. New York just recasted. So
So
New
like
they
York
never air until
recasted
they're totally
again.
finished filming. Is that
that's
what's been happening?
yes, they don't like they finished filming, and I think it's like listen, Jersey finished filming in January. Okay, they're just starting to air it in May.
Hmm.
Like they're gonna like you know what I mean. So it's like I don't know,
Why is it so
and nothing's
delayed
gonna
for?
be
Why is
airing.
it so
But I'm
delayed,
like,
Krista?
huh?
Why is it so delayed?
Well, they had to keep editing it because of fucking asshole. I don't even want to talk about. Wait till you guys.
Can we just cancel Kristen again?
Yeah, because
Until we get you know what, maybe no, because I'm having to tell it. I'm having to ask for the kind of apology that she should have just gave. Her cut and paste apology, her
yeah,
apology was
she said
almost verbatim what Stassi posted. And I don't even think that Jax even ever did an apology. But
no,
those two
he hasn't. Jackson
did
didn't did anything wrong. Jack still doesn't.
they did cut and paste apologies for calling the police on Faith. And so that's not an apology. And she's like, "Oh, I'm different. Are you? Did you ever do a correct apology?" No, she needs to be off the screen. She needs
Yeah.
to re-cancel Kristen.
Do you think they're trying to bring Max back now too because they talked
Yeah,
about him?
they're gonna reemploy, leave it to Bravo. They'll reemploy anybody who's racist leaning and still not have a conversation with Nene who experienced
Mhm.
racism at their hands.
I know. I agree.
And I think Bravo's going downhill. That's just my opinion on that.
I just feel like we can't even have franchises airing. We had 4 airing at once, 4 or 5, right? And then now it's nothing because I don't know. Like we can't get people like we can't get fucking shit happening.
Mm.
Like Jersey should have started airing in March. That's usually what happens. March, April, May now.
Mm.
OC just and think about OC still filming. We're just hearing about how what's going on the on camera, on the season, and I think that's going to be the fucking disaster because Shannon, like she's trying not to drink, but you're gonna and he is the biggest piece of shit ever. He wants to come out and show that he's a great guy.
She didn't Shannon get sued by Alexis Bellino's first husband for
Yes,
something?
so did Kelly Guess, Kelly,
Kelly
Kat,
Dodd.
and Shannon for defamation. Yep.
I thought Kelly Dodd got sued
It
too.
was Kelly, yeah, Kelly, Shannon, and I think Tamara or Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, But Alexis has been through another fiance after that. I think she's a fucking wacko. She's a weirdo. And I think that she's not in love with John. I just feel like Shannon should have walked off the show and said, "You're not going to get me for a storyline." And then they get fired because they're not going to have a storyline without Shannon. That's the only reason they're there. Shannon should have said, "I'm done," but she needs the money. And I find that odd that Shannon needs the money. And I find it odd she's borrowing money from John. Why? Everybody's like, she needs the show, she needs the show. But at her age, she shouldn't need the show.
How
She
old is she,
for
Kristen?
13
I don't know
years.
how old she is, but how old is she?
60 almost, about 58, I think, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, still, I mean, she's still young, but like she's been working for a long time. And I know she has kids to go to college, but David pays for that. So I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think she really borrowed money from him. I don't know what's happening. I don't. The fact that he's suing her is weird. The fact that you hate this woman so much, I don't know how you were with her. Like, think about it. How could you have respect for somebody and you just date their friend and then throw it in their face and then sue them? Like, but you want to stay private, John Jansen. You make no sense. Like, Shannon just
Well,
was.
good luck with that.
The
How,
thing is,
how,
Shannon's
how are
fucking.
you going to stay private when you're suing her?
Well, she does. That's all a lie. It was all a lie because he didn't want Shannon. He was embarrassed by Shannon. He didn't want Shannon to say they were boyfriend and girlfriend, so he said, "I'm private." He was just screwing Shannon, and then
That's
huh?
that's crazy.
Well, that's the truth. And then like they're drinking buddies, and then I don't know how much but I think I don't know why he doesn't like her. Like you can't possibly respect Shannon and date her friend, get on the show, and then say you're doing to show you're a good guy. And then he wouldn't sign it. He wouldn't sign something. Shannon said, "I'll pay you back your money, but you have to sign this saying you won't talk about me on the show." And he wouldn't sign it.
Hmm.
Why do you want
Well,
to talk
good
about
luck with
Shannon?
that.
I would have walked off the show. I would have said, "I can't do this. My mental health and I'm an alcoholic. I just ran into a house. I broke my arm in this accident. I should not be drinking. Bravo has, I signed something on my contract stating that you can use me, push alcohol. You can do all these things. And you're going to force me to be around my ex-boyfriend who made me forced me to have a spaz out and dive drunk with said dog and said alcohol. You know what I mean? She just got 3 years probation. She didn't even go to jail. And the prosecutor wanted her to go to jail because she keeps calling it a mistake. And she's still drinking.
She's still drinking.
Yes, she should not be drinking. And I'm sorry, whatever you want to do, Shannon, that's your life. But like, I'm sticking up for you now, saying your mental health and your alcohol, like you trying to stop drinking the exact same time that you're not supposed to be drinking and trying to not drink and be on a reality show with your ex boyfriend. It's just not a good fucking idea. Like somebody with a brain doesn't make that decision. And you're not going to turn around and then blame Bravo for your alcoholism because you were on a show that they push alcohol. Because there's multiple shows with multiple cast members staying sober, not drinking on Bravo. So
Yeah.
you got
Good luck
people.
to her.
Well, yeah, well, you got people saying, "Oh, I can't be on the show." They made me drink and they made me break my sobriety and my mental health. But then you have multiple people, multiple shows right now choosing to be sober, staying sober while on these shows on said network. So let's just say, let's just look at that. Like it's possible. Just saying, if you have issues with mental health and alcoholism, you should just not be on the show. You should just walk away because you can't then brave the show because you have people that are doing it and being very successful at it staying sober on the shows, on Bravo shows, reality shows, big ones like Summer House and Vanderpump and Martha's Vineyard. There's people choosing to stay sober and be sober.
Yeah.
Carl's doing it, you know. So it's just a bigger issue than just you can't blame Bravo. It's like whoops. Ah. But anyway, guys, thanks for showing up for everything. I don't know what the hell's going on with the number, but that's a weird number. It was not up to 2,000 people. Just been glitches. Listen, I know you guys are. I don't know who's into like. I'm very nervous about the eclipse. So like, I've been having major glitches with my phone, with everything, with numbers, with time. Like strange. Like yeah, I was here on time this morning, and you don't even understand. I was ready early, and that never happens. Like like time stopped still this morning. It was so weird. It was so strange. You're
Are we
not.
going live later tonight, Kristen?
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to talk to you about that because I'm having like I wanted to do high tea at 4:20 every day, but it's the weather's getting like so nice that I don't want to come back in. But I think so, Dustin. Yeah, I think we should do it. What do you talk to? We can talk more Vanderpump because, um, yeah, I'm just thinking there's no franchises with Housewives, so I think that's why too. Like my numbers were getting higher when I had we're talking about Housewives, but like I like these other shows right
Kyle
now.
needs to get fired.
What happened?
Kyle needs to get fired
Yes, she does. The fuck she does. Why would
because this show Buying Beverly Hills
yeah,
is capturing the entire breakdown of their
it
marriage. And
is. It
she's
is.
sitting over here cussing out Sutton and Garcelle for bringing
I
up articles, acting like it's fake. And the whole thing got
know.
aired on Buying Beverly Hills, bitch. We've been watching you for 14 years and you
I
left it
know.
for a new show on another thing we got to pay for. She needs to get off my screen. I
It does.
never want to see a Comanche or a Richards again. The only
And look
person
at
I
his
want to see is
dad.
Kathy Hilton, and then Kim can come over to the pajama jam, and Kyle can drive by outside on her scooter because she does not deserve our attention. She literally let it all go to Buying Beverly Hills. I'm just finding this out.
I know.
Just
Did you?
finding
I'm
this
watching
out.
it. You must be watching it because I watched it last week and I watched the whole thing. I was like, oh my god! And how is it that he doesn't? None of his fucking fraud comes up one bit, and I don't understand it because how is he still able to work? How is he still opening agencies? There's got to be a way. His dad's there. His dad looks just like him. His dad must own the company. You find out he doesn't. He's blindsided by Kyle. You can tell. I'm watching it. I'm like, oh my god, we're getting more out of him than we did her. She is weird. She needs to go too. You're right. She needs to fucking go. She's a liar. Because do you see how she's not acting the way? So she's talking about the show. She's talking about, oh, we were in Spain and the girls did this and the girls did that. You're crying about him and saying fucking literally like, oh my god. And he's even talking about him and her and Morgan. Which again, if you're mad at him and you're trying to make it work, why would you let everybody think you're having an affair? And the
Right.
fact that she fucking did that video when they were in Spain, right before Spain or right after Spain, and tried to
There
tell
should
all
be a rule against saving it for another show when you have vested people.
Robin,
I mean, 14 years of
Robin,
watching this show.
Robin.
14 years.
It's none of our
And then
fucking
for
business.
Robin, how many has it been? 7, 9, 8 years or something?
Hey, you know what? If how come Robin and Juan can say it's none of our fucking business, they don't care. They get fired. Kyle should get fired too because she said it's none of our fucking business. Wait till realize you're on a reality show for 13 years, Kyle. Wait till you realize you've had a camera in your face. Like, are you?
And then she's all like, "The thing, I've given everything to this show."
No, you
Obviously not.
haven't. We had to tell
Obviously
you about
not.
him. We had to tell you about Cheeky, your sneaky leaks boyfriend, husband. We had to tell you about that.
Mm-mm. And then they kicked, and now this makes me go back to Brandy. They have Brandy kicked off the show for saying what they're spilling now on Buying Beverly Hills.
Yep. And you know what? You can tell that motherfucker parties too. He gets so excited when he shows the house and the man cave comes up and Mauricio's like, yeah, let's go. The man cave. He gets so excited about partying. He like loves Aspen because it's like the biggest part. He likes to party. And that, look, you can tell the breakdown is he doesn't want to grow up and Kyle does. He is blindsided. I think he does cheat on her or whatever. I think they had an arrangement. I think it was thrown in her face, but I do think that he was blindsided, but I also think he was too busy working to pay attention, that she wasn't happy. But they don't seem to be having the kids can tell something's wrong, but like I think seeing the kids tells you a lot about them because you have one of them is just like Kyle. The other one is holds everything, and Farrah says nothing. Farrah says nothing about her life. And I feel like they know that they're getting the company and they kind of, I don't know. It's a whole thing with that show. I like the show, but I don't know how they're getting away with calling it. He's so excited about all this, these deals they're doing. But again, you just got caught with fraud. Like, how come Erica's husband we have to talk about that for fucking ever and ever and ever, but nobody's bring up what Mauricio did.
Exactly.
Like, why is
Exactly.
it he can hold
But
that?
she's protected. She's protected.
He's more
She's
worried about his
protected.
fucking cheat and the fact that he frauded millions of
We
dollars.
need to know about that. $32
Just like
million
we told
worth of
Erica.
fraud is huge.
If I were Erica, I'd be like,
Allegedly.
mother. If I were Erica, that shit would not have. I would have not said something at the reunion. What about what he did? Talk about what my husband
Mhm.
did. What about what the fuck he did? Well, how about the fraud?
That would have been a great comeback for Sutton before she
Yeah,
passed out to say, oh,
yeah,
cats and dating's all I gave. What about Mauricio? You know,
yes.
she could
I could have gave you that, bitches. I could have said that. She had more than that anyway, but like I would have said, yeah, bitch, before I passed out. Listen, did you hear what they said about Kathy? They said Kathy must be Sutton's handler, and she must have said a keyword and Sutton went out.
Oh, is that how handlers do it? I know that
I
look
don't
she gave me over
know.
there.
I think so. Like, remember
All
Al
she did
Roker?
was look over there. And I was like, ooh, she must be the head priestess in the coven.
Yeah, they gave
Because
away.
all
They
she did
do.
was look, and she was like, "Rrr."
I know. Well, remember with El Roker, I think the one lady said ghost. That he went. El Roker just went. No, I think Ghost woke him up, or Ghost made him go. It's one of those glitches on YouTube. It's so weird. Weird shit's happening. Like that was like an old thing, but like yeah, and I was like, that's so conspiracy. But like even in Blind Beverly Hills, they show Kyle's house with the checkered floors. They have scenes of it. I'm like, why are they doing that? Are they
Yeah,
trying to tell us something? What are they trying to tell us? Is that why he's able to buy all these millions and millions of dollars of agencies everywhere? 900 of them here, 900 here. You get an agency, you get an agency, you get an agency. Is that how he's able to do it? Because he's part of the you know who? Think about it. Like, how is he still able to work? Like, fucking
exactly.
Tom's going to prison. This old man's got tears in his shirt, black eyes. Like,
Did anybody with the Giselle thing? Did
ugh,
you think? Did you even watch the reunion yet, Krista?
yes, I couldn't. I
Did you
watched it a lot easier knowing that Robin wasn't coming back. It made it a lot easier to watch. But
did you think that this was actually the first time we've heard so much from Giselle? She's literally been on Beyonce's Mute Challenge in all the other reunions. Even when Monique brought out the binder and read off Jamal's, her baby daddy's ex-husband's phone number with his new girlfriend and their text messages,
I don't think
she
she's
had zero response. She didn't say nothing. She sat there. She hardly said anything that entire reunion. And then if you think about other reunions, Giselle says like one or two things. This being in the second seat made her finally say something. And if that's when we're gonna finally get
but
Giselle,
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
even want
yeah.
to. So that
I think it
proves to
saved her.
us
It saved
that
her.
proves to us that she's a freaking loser, right?
She is a
Because you only
loser.
have something to say in second chair.
That was crazy. When she was wearing my sit-in, did you see that? And she's like,
Yeah,
oh, oh.
yeah,
I like Karen. Karen looks at Robin. She goes, "You know what? I don't give a. You don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck." Karen's
yes,
like, "You didn't give a fuck about Robin." Like, because Karen's tired of fucking Robin talking about everything Karen does. But what about what the fuck he does? Like, you know what I mean?
right.
Karen's like, "You know what, Andy?" Because Andy's trying to make everybody give a fuck. And Karen's like,
Hmm.
"Look, if you don't give a fuck, we don't give a fuck." Robin said it.
Yes,
Like, yes, Karen, yes. Like, and it was like, as I said, it was so much easier to watch knowing that Robin's not coming back. And I still
yeah,
think Candace isn't, but guess what? Candace has too. He went down the list of everything she's on and in and saying. I was like, good, 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 good. So
yeah.
basically, look, because I'm glad that they got to hear all of her accolades before she walked off that stage. Because
Hmm.
what the fuck do you got, Robin? We don't even know.
Right. And
And
what is Ashley's forehead doing? Rubbing Michael's
Ashley,
feet?
Jesus Christ, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Rubbing Michael's feet every night because you have to. Because he said, bitch, I'm
Hmm.
not going to work. If you want money, you
Because
got to
he's
rub
our
my Michael's
overseer.
feet.
That's what
Rub
you have to do to the overseer. You have to
Yes.
rub his feet when he
Yeah, now
says,
you gotta give in. Now you have to fuck him for life because he fucked you bad. I'm
yeah,
sorry I'm
because
joking
you
too much.
didn't win Candace's $2 million to pay off the house. You got to rub
That's
$2 million worth of feet.
crazy. Robin,
She has
well,
to
I'm
rub
like,
$2 million worth of feet. Mm.
Trashley will not give up. She invited fucking that trash. She invited that trash Sesame Street the first day. The
Oh my
first
gosh, that was
episode, she
horrible.
was there. And then she backed her up and backed her up and backed her up. And she's still backing her the fuck up. When
Yeah,
she just go the fuck away. Go away. Nobody wants
go
to fuck
away.
with you. And you still want to throw glasses. No wonder you and then
Hmm.
punch somebody in the head. Kiana got punched in the face over that. Like, look, like I'm in Jersey, right? So I get it. That's how people communicate. But fuck you. Like
That's
you're
how people communicate. I love it.
that's how I'm like serious. Like we'll scream and yell, but we're not gonna hate. Like, you know what I mean? Like you fucking try to get such a memory, then now you committed a fucking literally a felony. So now
Yeah.
what? Trash bag, you have kids. Like thank
Hmm.
God fucking Charisse got a hold of Candace and said, stop it, stop it, stop it. You have too much to lose. You have too much to lose.
Yes.
And like good
Yes.
Candace, because that's what's gonna happen. If Candace stayed on that show, she's gonna lose her fucking everything. She's gonna lose
I
her
almost think Charisse was trying to save the champagne, you guys.
she,
Because
do you think she's going to have her wig straight when she shows up this fucking? Do you think this? Why can't she fix her head? Why can't she fix her wig? She's got the money. I don't
she has
understand.
the worst
It's
wigologist in the
messy.
world.
It doesn't look clean.
Yeah.
It doesn't look clean, and I don't even know. And I know something. I know edges now and stuff. But like from watching
She
Karen,
needs she actually, instead of hating on Karen, she needs to call Karen for her wigologist.
Karen looks amazing with her hair like that.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Lauren's hair looks fucking they all actually look pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
This actually I
Aging
actually kinda agree.
backwards.
Robin looks good. I'm gonna give Robin that. Robin looks really good. Giselle looks really good. They all look so gorgeous at this reunion.
Mhm.
I'm proud of
Mhm.
them. because they looked very classy, and Karen looks fucking fabulous. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I think she
it's
really
still.
did that.
And look, I know Giselle, she lost her dad. I feel bad for that. I think that Giselle showing up saved, as much as she's an asshole. I think that they just want to see what she's going to be like without Robin, because Robin has nobody to fucking like back her up now, nobody to back up her bullshit, because Robin
Right.
will be there. So Giselle can like maybe be friends with Karen, and I'd like to see them have a friendship.
I
You
don't
know,
know because it kind of
I just don't
contradicts what
know.
Andy said he wanted, which is
I know.
reconciliation when she's the only one refusing to
Maybe she'll.
reconcile. So
Maybe her.
how
Maybe
does she the one that gets to keep her job when Andy
I
demanded
know. I
reconciliation?
don't get it. I don't know how. Maybe because they haven't made the actual decision. Maybe they will get rid of Giselle too. I don't want her to be the force multiplier, because she don't. She really, honestly, like I don't know what she's going to
She doesn't
do.
have anything going on.
Where was
Nothing.
Jason the whole season? We saw him
No,
once.
no, he wasn't anywhere because that was one of
No.
those Sheree and Martell relationships for
Yep.
TV.
Or
That was
Todd.
only for a couple of freaking scenes so she could
Yep.
look like she had somebody because we never even got him on the phone again.
Like, this
And
is,
yeah,
I hate to say this, but like I actually I'm not gonna say I miss Atlanta, but like I don't I feel like we got more in the last episode and this reunion than we did at all this entire season. Like I forgot all about NECA and Wendy. Like, I don't know what NECA said to Wendy, or Wendy said to NECA. I heard it was something like somebody in their culture said it was so dumb, it sounded stupid. And I don't know what's up with Wendy. I don't know why she can't forgive. I don't know. But I
I
don't feel.
feel like Wendy's line is her mom. She made
Yeah,
it clear, stop talking about my mom. The lady kept
yeah,
continuing.
yeah.
She kept continuing. She kept continuing. And then even when she sat down and she's like, can you just say my mom's not a witch? And then
Yeah,
she's like, well, I don't really know what your mom is. That's still doubling down.
it is.
So
It is. It is.
that's enough to never forgive you. My mom is my hard line. Just
Yeah,
like Ariana's Maya is her hard line. If four
yeah.
legs can be a hard line, then my two-leg mom can be a hard line. I don't have to forgive you. We don't have to move on because actually I'm established on this show. And according to seniority, which applies at Wendy's college professor situations, she might be thinking in that terms. Like I shouldn't have to go. You should have to go. You know what I mean?
I mean, and then do either one of them even have to go at this point? Like, can't we just move? Do you think it's okay? I don't know. I don't. I
I
feel like
don't think that
Wendy has enough that she doesn't have to. Wendy doesn't even need the show.
That
Like,
you know what? If we reward NECA unchecked with
I know.
going after mothers, then can you imagine the next batch of noobs? I mean, oh my God.
I
The look,
know.
we just had to get rid of the one hit wonder Anna
Yeah,
Marie. She came in hot and heavy. She took all the
yeah.
wrong notes. And I feel like NECA did the same
Oh,
thing. You took all
yeah.
the
This
wrong
season,
notes.
hi. They should really.
And
You know,
I
but
wouldn't be surprised if it got her a one hit wonder title because when you take the wrong notes and the leads from the wrong people, then you might not be on our show anymore.
I know, and I feel like because Mandy's like he's not investing the money in these people because he keeps getting one hit wonders. They're not going to pay
Mhm,
these people what they used to pay them one. They're not going to pay them until they prove
mhm.
themselves. So guess what? Because Diana fucked up, he's not going. to And then Noella, he's not going to pay them until
Yeah.
they prove themselves. And then people aren't going to show up because they don't want to get paid. And then they show up too much because the shit, and then they fuck themselves.
Uh-huh.
So they
Yeah.
got to do. I think they got to do Ultimate Girls trips. They got to take all these failing franchises, give them a 2 weeks down and then some vacation somewhere, because they got to force them to be together anyway. They got to force
Mhm.
these women to hang out. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Force them
Yeah.
to play some fucking game that makes them get in a fight so Bravo can get content, and then it's like then they get to go home. It's not.
Mhm.
It's not. We don't. We want people that get along and they're actually friends. Like on Miami, they do still hang out in between seasons.
Right.
Jersey kind of does, but they fight too, but they still hang out. See, they
I
don't
think
care. Uh,
Jersey is the show that he should start those reunions with because the feud between
Merle,
Melissa
yeah,
and
yeah.
Teresa has been like for a fucking decade. Really,
Nobody,
Andy?
yeah,
But the
it's
girls on Potomac need to get it together. Really, Andy? But you let Teresa run amok for
yeah,
a decade.
yeah, you made it very uncomfortable to shoot a whole filming season because of her. She she refuses. Look, Joe and Melissa
But the
would.
girls over in Potomac better get their shit together.
Yeah,
Really, Andy?
I know, and I wish exactly he needs to. Yeah, he needs to like literally it needs to be across the board. But you know how he's fucked. They're fucked up right
And
now.
that's what,
They're
unfortunately,
fucked
that's
up
what
right
Nene
there.
was talking about. She said the different casts get treated
Yeah.
differently.
Yep.
And to try to force reconciliation where what you need to do is go to HR and fire the people who've been coming after unborn babies. Giselle set that message, that meeting up to try to go after Monique.
I know.
Candace immediately went and told on that shit, and somehow she got blamed for what Giselle did. And Giselle is still getting rewarded for that. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's horrible.
I
She's
know.
like literally tried to break up a real life family.
Yep. Look how weird my screen looks. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this live because I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Thanks for
But I
having
love
me,
you. I
guys.
love you.
I
Love
love
you.
you.
Love you. I'll be back on later, Dustin. Right? Is Dustin there? I'll call him. Oh my god, yeah. Dustin, I will talk to you on Instagram, guys. Thank you for coming and showing up, and everybody on Twitter, I see you. I was a weird number, or I know it wasn't many people watching, but I know this is the right number. But anyway, I appreciate it all. Hit the like button, please. That would make sense. Guys, thank you. I will be back probably with Dustin later to chat more about Vanderpump or whatever. I know I liked it too. I like talking about all that stuff. I'll talk to you about high tea. I said I wanted to start this week, but I feel like I'm getting sucked into being outside with all my animals and stuff. But I love you. Thank you guys all for coming. I appreciate it. And everybody watching, if I don't see you guys later, we'll be back on Friday. Bye. Say and everybody thank my mod, Mamir, and